this university is just step towards achieving this dream. So I take it pretty seriously, and I'm really enthusiastic about it. And I'm really enthusiastic about the team that I'm going to talk about. So I hope I'll be able to share with you some of this passion. So I'm going to talk about assistive technology support for people with intellectual disability in education. And I want to start by telling you what is the actual definition of a disability. And according to the World Health Organization, it is a wider term that covers impairments, activity limitation, and participation restrictions. It covers problems in function and structure of the body, problems of doing some tasks or actions, and problems that the person may encounter in getting involved in everyday life situations. As you might have noticed, there are many types of disabilities. There are the most obvious ones like visual disability or hearing disability, physical disabilities, but there are some of them that are not so obvious, like learning disabilities, emotional disabilities, intellectual disabilities. So disability is really a real thing in our lives, is present in our society. So that the question is, how do we embrace it, and what can we do to cope with it? Because yeah, there are people just like us, just as gifted as us, just as awesome as us, and we just have to know how to approach them. Before going on, I just want to make a quick analogy. So imagine there's a car that doesn't have wipers, and okay, you can use that car. It's really usable on some sunny days or when it's really nice outside, but when it's rainy, you can't use that car. And our educational system is pretty much like a car that has not their wipers on, because it really suits for just a narrow range of students. A car that could fit every situation would be a universally designed car. So this is what I want to talk about next, is the universal design, which means that every idea is meant to be appropriate for a really, really large range of people with different abilities and different disabilities, not only for a middle class of a population. This universal design thing and concept extends to education as well. Our curricula and standards and accountability systems just have to be worked out according to this universal design principles that I'm going to talk about. The first one, the equitable use, means that every aspect should be made for proper use for any kind of people, regardless of their abilities and disabilities. The next one means that is really good for any preference, personal preference of anyone. So if you like reading, it is good for reading. If you like, I don't know, drawing, the activities are suited for drawing. So yeah, it's about finding what you like. The simple and the intuitive use means that the strategies and everything is made in such a way that it can be used regardless of your background experience or your cultural background. Yeah, and the fourth one, perceptible information, means that the main information can be understood in any situation, any environmental situation. The tolerance of error means that this design tries to minimize the effects of like unwanted or unintentional actions and errors. So, and the last one means that everything is really comfortable and really enjoyable to use. So, yes, intellectual disabilities, because this is what I want to talk about. I just want to say that maybe up to now you haven't experienced a meeting with such a child, but maybe you will, because it doesn't matter what you're teaching. You might have one of these children in your class, because we are looking for inclusive education. So you might have one child with mild intellectual disabilities in your class, and you just have to know how to work with him, just like you work with the others. The intellectual disability means it can be viewed as having deficits in two wide areas, like the intellectual functioning, like the IQ, you know that. This means that they have deficits in critical thinking, in solving problems, in memory, in learning abilities like writing, reading. And the other big area is the adaptive behavior. And this means like skills for everyday life activities, like communication, or I don't know, taking care of yourself, being able to wash yourself and clothe yourself and feed yourself. Yeah, further on, I want to say that one way of coping and one way of helping these kids succeed in education is by using assistive technology in education. And this refers to any tool that can bring some kind of progress in their performance by enabling them the ability to do effectively and independently activity. Yeah, so here I have a little chart that says the expected use of assistive technology according to each disability. So as you can see, the cognitive disability only needs 25 till 35%, but so it's less than the blindness and deafness disabilities. But this shouldn't be like shouldn't stop us, because studies have shown that there are more and more children with intellectual disabilities in our world. So devices should be invented, and softwares should be invented, and we just have to work on these things. So further on, I just want to show you some of the technologies that could easily be used in working with these children. Speaking about reading, they encounter problems in fluency, in comprehension, and they just maybe they just don't like reading. And there are some tools that can be used in this way, like the DAISY books. This practically means that the text, the written text, is transformed into an audio book, and you can just listen to it. So he still learns something, he still knows what it's all about. Then we have the reading pen, for example, that offers a definition for the words you read in a text. So this is the logo, and this is the reading pen, and it has here the definition, as you can see. You just have to scan the word. And here I have some applications that I found and proved to be pretty useful, as the reviewers said. I tried some of them, and and you can find them on. They are suitable for iOS and Android. Some of them are free, but not all of them. So yeah, I think this is like a really easy way of doing something and not just ignoring these kids. So going on to writing problems, they just can't organize their thoughts on a paper, or they just can't recognize letters, or they can differ the letters between each other. So in this aspect, there are some softwares that are really useful. The word prediction software, like CoWriter, you just start typing a word and it gives you some options. You have that for your phone, something like that. The voice input products that enables user to just say what they want to write, and the computer does the typing. And the speech output products that just enables you to listen to what you've just written. So here I have a short video that I hope it will work. It's about this, yeah. If it doesn't work, I just have to exit and put it because I have it in my laptop. So, yeah, I don't know what is wrong with the internet connection or something. Okay, I'll just put it from my laptop. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm not really good with technology, like laptop technology. Yeah, I can just show it on YouTube.
If you play it through VLC player, you have VLC player.
Okay, I'll try. The thing is that I don't really use this laptop, only for when I'm not at home, so...
Or maybe play with the
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No. It's the first time you switch it on, acting something.
Okay, it's okay.
I told you this, and then it should work.
Okay. So, yeah, I didn't expect that.
CoWriter product demonstration. Writing fluently with CoWriter is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You simply think it, try it, and choose it. Let's try it out. Think it. Think about what you want to say. Try it. Write it down. Use words that you know but have trouble spelling. Choose it. Choose the word from the list when you have trouble with the word spelling. It's that easy. You will notice that CoWriter will help you write words that you have trouble spelling. This makes it really easy to write what you think, because you don't have to limit yourself to the words you can spell. CoWriter is there for you. Whether you're typing a report in Microsoft Microsoft Word and launch CoWriter. With CoWriter 6, all you see on the screen is one simple box that follows as you type. Use your mouse or arrow keys to hear the words pronounced. Box. When you hear the right word, click it or hit the spacebar. CoWriter will send that word to your document. Box.
So yeah, you understood the idea. And it has some kind of settings that you can use so that you can choose a certain topic, and it gives all the words that are related to that topic, and it's really easy to use. Of course, there are paper-based computing platforms like the Smart Pen, and you just write things on a paper, and I mean on a special paper, and it just goes on your iPad. So this will probably not work as well, so I will put it from here.
The LiveScribe 3 Smart Pen turns your words into action. Your handwritten notes instantly appear on your tablet or smartphone. Once on your device, it's easy to convert your handwriting into text and send it to your friends or colleagues.
Yeah, I won't let it the entire video. But yeah, this is really useful because it enables the person to have various options of how they want to store their information. So so here are some apps for this that are good for writing disabilities and things like this. So of course they have math problems, like they're not able to understand numbers and juggle with them and solve problems. So it would be really useful to have electronic math worksheets. This is because children with disabilities don't only have deficits in maths. They have deficits that are from maths, from every school subject. So having electronic math worksheets would help them if they had writing problems as well. So talking calculators are good if they have like reading problems as well. And we have math apps. This is the talking calculator. We have math apps that are really fun, and it's a really nice way of learning math. I didn't like math in school, but I didn't have apps, so yeah. And last but not least, the communication problems. They might not be able to talk and understand what you're saying, or they might not be willing to talk just because they don't like it. So I have a video of teenager that is she is doing shopping with his mom, and it's really nice to see how it lowers the level of frustration that he has because he can't say what he wants. So he has autism. He's just walking around here. So his mom is doing some settings there to have the topic of the grocery list and things like that. So you see, he's not getting violent or something because he can't talk. He just expresses himself through this device.
you want? Get it? Get it? Ask me. Then you say, you've been looking. You say, I found it over here. And then you say, I want to buy that. Yes, you can buy that. Yes. Is that all you want? Are you all done?
So this is the Dynavox device. I
Are you all done?
had it written there.
You need to tell me. Then you can go to the checkout. Come here. You say, we're done. Let's check out. Okay. Let's go to the checkout.
Yeah, so as you could see, it really enables the communication between moms and children, and not only in the family environment, but yeah, the video. And here I have some other apps that are good for communication skills. Yeah, there are really great reviews on some of those. So, going on, I just want to say that it's not enough to study. You have to know how to study, and we as teachers have the responsibility to find the suitable way for each child. So I have some websites with study strategies. I have the links below, but here are just some images. So I don't know if you can see. There are all kinds of things like reading skills, yeah, strategies for all kinds of things, preparing tests, taking tests, memorizing, studying in groups. So you just go and see whatever it fits best. This is only for math. And another area of emerging technologies in one's life is the assisted care system. We could use technologies in everyday life for these kids. Things like smart houses that combine tracking technology with devices that control your environment, and it just makes everything easier in the household. So this can be applied in schools too. Things like systems that lock the door or unlock the door, open and close the water, and things like this. Smart transportation and tracking technology. This is really good because it gives the person the space that he or she needs, and the independence, but still allows the caregiver to keep an eye on that person. Personal robots that somehow supplement the role of the caregiver, like they tell them when to take medications and things like this. ATM SIM, it is a device that teaches the process of money transactions, because money is really important nowadays. And of course, they need to use money, and they have to be able to use it properly and not to get fooled. So this teaches them how to use ATM machines, not in the street, because if it was to learn on a street on an ATM machine, the pressure would be really high and the anxiety level would be really too big for them. And more simple things like organizers, reminders, talking alarm watches. Some of them might respond better to verbal tasks, and yeah, or visual things. They can put in their organizing app all kinds of visual images to remind them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, because they have problems with going from one activity to another, so they need to be reminded what to do, and when it's time to stop something, when it's time to call something. Yeah, but before this, I just want to split you into 8 groups. So I guess it's okay if you just stay where you are. And there is some kind of activity, so I'll just give it to each group. here you have one group. Here. Yes. Sorry?
How many people per group?
Well, it doesn't really matter. There should be 8 groups, so. Okay.
Thank you.
So if you are too many somewhere, I can give you more. You can split. How many groups? Okay. So just you have like 7 minutes or something to do that task and discuss it. And then we are going to talk a little bit about the limitations and benefits of using technology and how you find it. If you don't understand something, please ask me. I can come and clarify some aspects. So, is it anything I can do for you?
No. No, thanks.
Okay. Can I help you somehow? Is it everything okay? Or
We are thinking.
okay, I just wondered if.
Maybe later you will
Okay.
need your help.
So. Oh, I can just go back and show them to you. So if you don't remember the applications and everything, I can just go back and show them again to you. So yeah. Yes.
Sarah 12?
Oh, she's 12. What?
Okay.
Is it written 8 somewhere?
Yeah,
It's just a mistake. It's no problem.
I did it last night and I was really tired and yeah, sorry for that. Well, is there anything I can do for you?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. We should pick one of these apps you.
Yeah, and you can, if you know something else, you can say that too. So you can just be creative. And what would you do on with a child like this in a class? You can just get creative. You don't have to stick to what I've said. So you don't have to stick with what I've said. You can get creative and just choose whatever you want. Check some pilots.
They're always writing lessons.
That numele. Ok. Cum merge?
Am pus aici niște idei.
Bine. Da, fi-am obosit. Da. Da, m-am înghițit cuvintele de câteva ori.
Mai ai nevoie de aplicații.
Nu, e ok, stai liniștită.
Am deschis tableta.
Știu, dar asta este că prea mă complicam, că și așa, n-ai văzut că cu tehnologia ca... Apoi știu, da. Da.
Și la facultate, vezi?
Da, știu. E ok? So, are you ready? Are you finished? No? 2 minutes?
I think
She's 12 actually, she's not 8. I just realized I did it last night and I was really tired.
Oh, it says 12:8.
Yes, because I did it last night and I was really tired.
That didn't
So,
change our answer.
okay, can I do anything for you?
No, we're good.
No,
Okay.
it's great.
Not chilly. Tu tocmai voi?
Before that. Before she came by. Autism, yeah. So I think autism is huge. It's like
Yes, is, da.
But that's
Anyway.
autism, the problem.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, of course, but you can just put a diagnosis only based on some.
I know.
But these things are typical for autism. Yes. Era descris. Writing tools. So you can, if you know something else, you can write it. You don't have to use what I've said.
Eles não têm esta necessidade de finanças.
So, are we done? Have you finished? So, Okay. I hope you all. I hope you all managed to do the applicative part. So I just want now to see how was this for you, and what are the disadvantages of using assistive technologies in education. What are the advantages, and what problems could you encounter in applying these technologies? How this can be difficult for you as a teacher. So I just want to hear what this thing was for you. Or maybe if you did this in school, you can tell us your experience with teaching for these kids. So.
Well, do you mean generally or for this particular case?
Generally, yeah. So how did you find the activity in general, and how do you find doing something like this? I mean, is it difficult for you?
Yes, it's difficult for us because in Portugal, these kind of kids, they are acompanhadas.
In special schools.
No, special schools. They are in
Our
schools.
schools.
My school is a normal school.
Inclusive
and I have teachers
schools.
that they belong to the Department of Special Education.
Yep.
And if the kids have a disability that gives reduction of the number of the pupils in the class, the teacher go to the class, sometimes go to the class, work, or make a accompaniment, work with the kid. Partnership, yes. And sometimes the kid goes to the class,
Yes.
to the
Special education
classroom.
Therapy.
Yes, therapy. But for us, the teachers that don't have formation in English,
They don't work with special needs.
it's not easy for us because these kids need special
Treatment. Yes.
work.
Yes.
Don't in their education they don't get the basics to work with these children. So we have to
work together.
Yes.
Support each
Yes.
But we have many kids with problems.
Yes,
A
that's
lot of
true.
kids.
Yes.
In my school, there is a lot of kids.
All kids are in regular schools.
Yes,
Okay.
and they are in the class with the other students. And these apps and this technology, I think it's important. I don't know deeply what technology they use with the kids. Honestly, I don't know. But I think it's useful. Of course, it's
Of
useful.
course, yes.
But in the normal work, for me, it's hard to get.
Yes, the regular teachers are not prepared.
Yes.
Yes.
Approach the
Yes.
children.
So it needs a certain, like, you have to step out of your comfort zone and try to find new things and study this problem.
We support teachers like me. We support the teachers and the children. We have a lot of apps, but we don't work much with tablets.
Yes, that's because.
Laptops and desktops, not tablets.
And why is that? Yes.
To get a tablet for students, so complicated because we have to have reports from the doctors and the psychology and then ask for social welfare, and it takes a long time, and only the kids with really severe impairment get tablets from social welfare.
Yes. So that's what I wanted to say, that this could be one of the limitations of having a excessive technology-based education. The fact that you can't have tablets and resources. Yes. Yeah, you can't afford the technology.
But we have a lot of software. Use all the software you can find on the internet, but mostly for laptops and desktops, not for tablets.
That's right, and also there's a disadvantage of language accessibility because most of them are in English.
Yes, that's true.
Softwares in English. Well, there's a lot of software in Portuguese because of Brazil. Yes, but not European Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese. It's a bit different. You can't teach the children to write in Brazil Portuguese.
Yes. So, is there any opinion there? How did you find it doing this activity and adapting your style of teaching? Yes?
Oh, I'm not a teacher.
But it's fine, then you can say,
Okay.
go on.
I think it was quite easy to find something to help that girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah, of course, theoretically.
Okay.
What else should we do?
Of course. Okay, good. So,
We can't talk about specific things. It's not possible. So we have to generalize.
yes, of course. But what do you think that are some advantages and disadvantages of doing this for the teacher as well as me as a teacher? If I'm doing this,
I don't know about teacher. For her, or yeah,
for the kid.
Yeah, to help them, I think it could empower their self-esteem because they would be in the group somehow, not perfectly, which is maybe another limitation because they're still out of it, and yeah, maybe the other kids don't like to wait for her to express herself within pictures or drawings. I'm talking. Did we have all the same?
No, you didn't, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're talking now in general about this,
you can say about your case if you want to.
Okay, that's a little girl who has a good visual memory skills and likes drawing, making puzzles. Apart from that, she doesn't like eye contact, has low self-esteem, doesn't talk, is not involved, is shy. So we thought helping her to express herself by visual stuff, which she is good at, empowers her self-esteem and other stuff. And we just actually had advantages about that. So we couldn't think about limitations then. It's if you help her, I think it's better than it was before.
Yeah, but what if you want to do something, but the way you do it is just not right? I mean, what if it segregates the girl from the other children?
Yeah, she's already segregated. That's what I'm saying. You have to try something, and if the other kids are getting to it and understands and be more aware of the problem the kid has, then that's your first step.
Okay. So you're saying you still have to do something and try something.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So I gave you some cues there that said that she likes doing this or that, or she dislikes this and that. The thing is that these children are really, really, really different, and like you can't just have this kid that has autism and has all the characteristics of autism. They are really, really different in their own way. So you just have to see what it fits for that person, how you can use what she likes or what she doesn't like, or what he likes and doesn't like. So every bit of information is pretty useful and finding an activity. So,
Catrinel,
yes.
can you answer this particular question that was here on the, I don't know, back channel? So the iPad, for example, has the function by default to read out text. You still need additional software then. What are the advantages?
The advantages of using
computers and the iPads have by default some devices, some things, some software that read out text. So why do you need, for example, Daisy books maybe? That was the question.
Yes.
Why would you need something more, additional software?
Well, I think it's all about having a lot of possibilities, and you just can choose whatever it fits best. So as it was said before, maybe you don't have the money to buy a tablet, so you just have a desktop. So Daisy books can be used on desktops or laptops. So I guess that's why we have different things for different needs and abilities, and yeah, I guess that is why we have
They
more.
have wider options for accessibility of information. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that you can choose whatever you like, but I guess that Daisy books don't have wider. I mean, I think that nowadays software that are really up to the date are the best. So yeah, Daisy books just read the text, and it can read it in slower or faster, or it.
Like the iPad, for example, does.
Yes, that.
Also, iPad has this option to read out slower
Yeah,
or
yeah.
faster.
So yeah, I was just saying that.
Font bigger and smaller. Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Daisy books don't give you the definition, for example, of the word, and I guess that softwares on iPad do that. So yeah, but you can't afford an iPad. Daisy books would be really,
More affordable.
yes, more affordable.
But it's a software, right?
Yes,
So you need a laptop anyway.
yes, but or a desktop. So I guess there are more people that have a laptop than a tablet. So
No.
That's true.
okay.
And which of these technologies do you like the most, or what do you use with your pupils?
So I haven't been teaching yet because I've just finished my second year, but I'm really looking forward on trying those. I hope I'll get a tablet soon, and I'll be able to download all the apps and see if any of them, I mean, see which works best. And yeah, I'm really into the apps things, so yeah, I have to drink some water. Okay, so if there aren't any opinions, I think we can just go on. To sum up and in conclusion, actually, I just want to give you some suggestions about working with these kids at class. So first of all, discuss the issue with the child, but don't be too pushy and don't ask for details that you don't need and details that they might not want to give to you. Just let them talk and say to you whatever they want and feel comfortable to. Be sure that your textbooks are ready on day one because of the school year, because transferring a written textbook into audio could take longer. So if you want to start teaching from the first day of school, you have to make sure you do this soon. Expect some students to record what you're saying, and if you are looking for publishing what you are teaching, make sure they sign paper or where they say they won't use that information. Be patient. This is pretty obvious, but don't hurry up to finish their sentences. Just speak to them and wait for their answer. Speak directly to them, not to their caregivers or parents or something like that. Just act normal with them. If you're planning on going somewhere outside the school, think really good on what that building looks like, or whatever you're going, because some places might be really dangerous and might scare them and bring, I don't know, anger or frustration into their behavior. And provide the important information class in various ways and make sure it reaches the parent, not only the child, because it might get lost. Expect extended time periods for some activities, so plan your activities wisely and expect for it to get longer. Okay. Provide learning through as many channels as possible. This means that you can give the same information in more ways, like written ways, visual ways, audio ways, so the same information in many ways. So make sure they know they can come to you whenever they don't understand something. They can come into your office and maybe ask you what they were ashamed to ask in the classroom. And be aware that some information may require more repetition, so don't get angry. They don't do it on purpose, just to annoy you. And last but not least, be aware that they might look like they are not paying attention, but maybe that means that the activity is just not suitable for them, and it's a coping strategy that they are using. Okay, in the end, I just want to say that they really, really are special kids, because I've had the honor to meet some of them, and I really had a good time with them. You just have to see them not according to their disabilities and label them. You just have to try to find out what is really cool about them and see them as persons and act normal with them. Don't be overprotective. Don't be ignoring. Just act normal with them, like normal kids. So here is my email and my professor's email if you want to contact us. Thank you for your attention. That would be all, and I am available for your questions.
I was thinking, when you talk about study strategies,
yes,
you are talking for students with intellectual disability or for students?
There are all kinds of strategies there for different kind of needs. They are applicable to general education as well. So, but I am sure you can find there something that is suitable for special education too. Yes. Yes?
I would like to know what kind of background this all has now. I was kind of lost. What is your situation and how?
My situation?
Yeah, exactly, because you told us some, I don't know,
well,
tips of how to act with them.
Well, yeah, I'm...
Are you a teacher, core teacher?
No, I just finished my second year, but I'm studying this stuff in school. I had course of psychopedagogy of people with intellectual disabilities last year. So I studied this stuff in school, but up to this moment, I only went into schools to observe, not to teach. So I just went and observed how other teachers manage these situations.
And they use all the apps you just...
They use so few of them, and that's the really sad thing, because the situation could be really so much better than it is, but people are just not aware or are not willing to do something.
Don't you have the resources?
In Romanian schools, only some of them. They don't have a tablet for every child or something like that. Maybe if the teacher has one for himself, he can use it if he wants to in class, but they don't give you in school on tablet or something like that.
And these are in general normal schools, and there are some people with disadvantages in the classroom.
Yes, yes, as Bella said. Yeah, but it's.
In Romania, we have the special education system quite strong still.
Yes.
It means that children with intellectual disabilities, visual disabilities, hearing disabilities are in special schools.
Okay.
So, a few of them go to regular schools, are included in regular schools, but nowadays we still have the special education system quite.
That's why I'm asking. And what schools are you talking about? The special ones or the normal ones?
Well, I was talking. The things that I said are applicable to both of the systems. Why?
Because if you have like a special education, then of course I think the classes should be smaller and actually more teachers should be there. Like at least one-on-one is not possible, but some kind of small classes, small teachers. And in a big class, it's kind of it's more it's a complete different setting, I think.
Yes, of course.
Be very careful with those things. It's my personal opinion, of course.
Yes, of course, that's true. You're right, but I mean that these apps and devices and things could be used in both of the types of schools. So I know that you are not teachers in special education system. I mean, most of you, but you may encounter children with mild intellectual disabilities in your classrooms. So that's why I looked things in kind of this perspective. But
what you were saying is that you have to be more careful about monitoring other kids' reactions to, for example, the child with special needs using a tablet or something.
Yeah, and imagine if just you have one child with intellectual disability in the normal class, and just this child gets a tablet.
Yes.
Yes, that's one of the limitations. Yes.
And you can exclude the kids.
Yes, yeah, I know.
That's why we have these children in the regular schools. The others are used to see them differently. They are different and they accept that. That's the principle of inclusive education.
Yes, but you have this risk that by using assistive technologies and all sorts of devices for the child with special needs, you can implicitly identify that child as being very different from the others. And right.
Yes.
That's a principle of inclusive education. There is a difference. We don't try to disguise this difference. We should know that this child is different. She's different. Is different. We don't have to hide that difference. They are different, and the others should know they are different. We don't want to hide the difference.
Yes.
We want to highlight it.
Yeah, that's true.
Situation.
Right. So we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be afraid to get the attention to that child because she's different. Okay, she is different. Every child is different.
Not what I was saying. I was about that because if you just try to focus, because that's what kind of she said, try to focus, try to find out everything what she likes, and then that could be too much then. Yeah. Because then she is above the whole class, and that's not about different or not.
No, because we must do that with other children, not just with this.
Yes. I guess it's about how you manage the situation. Yeah, it's about how you manage the situation and how you manage the other what other children might think and how they see everything. I really think that the teacher has an important role in all of this implementing assistive technology in the educational process. So,
no, we
you go.
Also very often ask the other children to help,
Mm-hmm.
and they do it gladly.
Mm-hmm. So you have a positive experience with this system.
Yes,
Okay.
They live together since kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Since children visit
Yes.
like this, they go to regular kindergartens.
Mm-hmm.
And they are used.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yes. Yep. Yes.
Just one more question. So you said that the special education, the special schools are very strong in some cases, not in the sense, but in case the kid ends up with the ordinary school,
Okay.
is there still just one class teacher who just had some kind of special course, or there are two teachers, assistant teachers?
So it usually the teacher has assistant teacher, like a support teacher.
Yeah, but not all of the time. Not all the time.
Yes, because things aren't as it should be always. So there are a lot of nonsense things going out there. So yeah.
It's a transition, let's say, a continuous transition.
Okay.
But I totally agree with what they said, because the studies in social psychology, and the research guy, say that by struggling to find the good parts of one individual in a group and identify, struggle to get what are the good points of that particular person, actually generates a negative attitude of the group towards that person.
Mm-hmm.
Was this understandable?
Yes,
So,
it was.
so if you brainstorm, teachers, for example, sometimes have brainstormings with the children to find the good points of one particular child with, say, behavior disorders. But the rest of the children, by doing this exercise, actually have a negative attitude towards that particular child, because the implicit message is that he has so few good points that you have to actually brainstorm.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about this aspect.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
There are some questions on action. I don't know if you already addressed them or.
Some of them, yes. Are all of the questions addressed?
Okay, sorry, because I was on that.